Hey guys, it's BATJAC J.W. and it is radio show time. So those of you that are actually listening to this portion, you get to get a bunch of extras and extended cuts of all this and before the show, after the show kind of thing. So, alright, I'm going to go ahead and set the recorder down right here. And so how this, what I'm doing here, I got the laptop set up and everything. I've been doing this way because this way I can actually read some of the comments without having to pen and paper everything down every time. So yeah, we're getting everything started here. Actually, I got a little piece of wood out here because I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of the looking and cleaning the Glock 34 barrel. Been firing a couple of those lead rounds, so been doing okay, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the powder charge and stuff I've been using. So, alright. Getting the camera here set up and see if it's in line where I need it. Now again, a lot of this stuff, I would not normally video or anything like that. So let's see. So I got the camera here. What I do is I do a little test recording, a few seconds here, just to make sure I myself am in the frame and I don't cut the top of my head off in the frame or anything. Okay, so let's see. Let's see how that looks. Yet still, what the camera a lot of times doesn't see is all the clutter all over the table here, which I'm gonna invest in a camera in a bit here. Okay, so I'm actually liking the way that looks, so we'll go ahead and keep that. All right, so we'll go ahead and leave it at that setting. Okay, so back at you. This episode is actually going to title it Collections of Things, because I got a couple of things out here that I want to show, a little bit of collectibles and whatnot. I guess things that I've collected. Okay, get the good old 34 out here. Well, okay. And here we go. Let's turn on the camera and we're going to start. Hey everybody, it's BATJAC J.W. and yes, Saturday morning, it's that time again. Everybody's tuned in, hopefully. Maybe some people are not. It's not Saturday morning. Perhaps maybe midday, the lunchtime, at night. Maybe it's not even Saturday. You're tuned in a little late. So anyway, those of you, because we've been getting a lot of subscribers on the channel, those of you that are just tuned in or just clicked on this video because you're a new subscriber, you're wondering, now what in the world is this? What kind of channel is this? This is the Saturday morning radio episode that we do. We just chat, we get together, and I tell you about some stuff that the channel's doing. I read off some comments, do some shout outs, and tell you a little bit about what's going on with the channel, what turns we're taking, where we're heading, and all that sort of stuff. And sometimes you get a little sneak peek of something that hasn't even appeared in a main video on the channel. So that's what this is all about too. So we're going to go ahead and get started. As you can see, the title of this one is The Collection of Sorts. All right. So I got some comments here we're going to go over, and those of you that are tuned in here audio-wise too. You're hearing this. Those of you that actually subscribe to the second channel, that's BATJAC J.W. Radio Show, are hearing the audio. And those of you that follow me on Patreon, I do thank you very much. There, you get to see a lot of videos exclusively and also early release videos that have not quite made their way to the main channel yet. But they're in line to, but those of you that are on Patreon have already seen them. Like you've probably seen the nice close-up videos of this thing right here. So, that ping pong, what is that? All right, let's get going here. We have Russ Elder. He is tuned in. He says, I am hanging with my twin 7-year-old grandsons and watching BATJAC on a beautiful Saturday morning. What can be better? Right there. Thank you very much there, Russ. I get a lot of kind comments from a lot of you, which is greatly appreciated, and that's why in the end I keep doing this. It really makes it all worth doing when I got such great subscribers like you guys. Joe P says, thanks for the good news, JW. I'm with Burner. You really need to see Terrence Hill movies, especially My Name is Nobody with Henry Fonda. Classic 70s westerns you must watch. All right, so we'll have to check them out. I recently got Amazon Prime. Maybe it's on there. Peppered 88 says, I'm still watching, but he's been in the hospital. He's been on some antibiotics and he's been sick. Please get better, Peppered 88. I hope you're better. You know, all prayers with you. I don't want none of the you guys getting sick or anything like that. Of course, now we're entering the colder seasons now. People are gonna, you know, it's easier to get sick. Last year, I know I got really hammered with getting sick, like left and right. It felt like I was getting pneumonia and flu, and then back to getting a cold, and almost back to pneumonia. I don't know. It seems like I was spending a lot of money going to Walgreens buying medication to get myself better. So everybody stay in good health. And Peppered 88, you know, Godspeed on recovery there. All right, Douglas Walther, thanks for doing what you do, BATJAC JW. Thank you, Douglas. Appreciate that. And Tree Climber says he is second to comment. All right. And we have Jerry Johnson, the number 2. Says, I use a lot of those Winchester primers in my reloads. They work great in my shotgun shell reloads and handgun reloads too. Make sure you read the reloading manual first, for which primers go in your handgun loads, BATJAC. Keep up the great content. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I was taught reloading from a guy that was loading probably for longer than I've been alive. But, you know, that's where I started. I started with Lee Classic Loader and everything. So, I mean, I've probably been loading for 7-8 years. And actually, my job that I got out here, where I started with the company, was manufacturing their ammunition on a very large scale for everything they need. I mean, tens and thousands of rounds weekly. So, I like to say I'm pretty much okay with reloading there. Although you can never learn enough. Always look into things. Always read. Never feel like you've learned everything. That's why I love music so much, and that was my first love and always will be music. I've loved playing music ever since I picked up some drumsticks and started hammering drums. That's right. I used to be a drummer, and that is my very first love. Always will be. That came long before firearms, and will always come first for me because there's something about it I absolutely love. And you know, just may sell everything and just buy a drum set. All right, Darren Bagg, 6 Gun, thank you. The Duke is alive and well, and he's right up here. Keep up the great work, BATJAC, and don't forget to check out that movie, Legends of the Fall. I have to look at it. I have to find it. I have to get a hold of it. I know you will like it. It's full of a lot of guns. Later, okay. Long live the Duke. All right, Jeffrey Richardson says, I have never owned a Glock, but I do lean towards longer barrels. The 34 would be his pick. And the 34, yes, it is. It's interesting. I've owned a 17 and a 23, which is basically a 19 in size wise. It's just a 40 caliber, but I had it running in a 9mm barrel conversion. So interesting bullet testings. Can't wait. Hope you keep going at 20 minutes, still hanging on. Well, thank you very much, Jeffrey. I really appreciate it. I do have some things to share with you guys on that. 454 Packer says, happy Saturday. I like your Colt shirt. Yep, that shirt is the very first one to appear with me on doing all this kind of stuff. You know, the very first video and everything. The Bohemian Hunting Club, good show, JW. I'm a day late and $1 short as usual. Jeffrey Kelly says, why don't you get a 22 TCM conversion slide? Mainly because I just don't. I just don't like oddball calibers that are too far fetched. I mean, I 9mm. You know, you can go to Walmart and get it, or anywhere. You know, pretty much, and stuff like that. 45. I just keep it simple. And my buddies over there, the Arizona Ghost Riders, which our channel there has been doing extremely well. I am so grateful to be a part of their projects and get to do things like that. So, and I've just been able to live up some really cool stuff that I love to do, which is acting, filming, and movies, stuff like that. So it's really where the heart is. So I really have to thank Santee over there at the Arizona Ghost Riders for having that come true for me. So I really enjoy that a lot. The movie thing really is a huge passion of mine. And Bob Hartman, he says, keep going, BATJAC. Never give up. Our Second Amendment needs you. Mr. Mark Mac 85, always a pleasure to watch your videos and share a cup of coffee with you, sir. And right back at you, and I hope everybody's got their coffee. I forgot mine before I turned on this camera. I had their other recorder going already. So, and I got 3 Wolves 45-7. He says, Kona in the morning, lock on my hip, life is good. And it says, the Crazy Scotsman says, nice, happy to watch all the way through, brother. You were one of the first I started watching and continue to watch you down to the watch. You down to earth and makes a difference. I'm sure that's a typo on his part, but I tried to be. You know, I don't. I'm just not one of those guys that take things all too serious. I never. It kind of goes back to what Heath Ledger says in Batman. Why so serious? Really, why so serious? Why is everything have to be so serious? Like, oh God, you know, oh, this guy made this horrible. I gotta get on there and put my 2 cents in there. I really don't care. In fact, kind of like my favorite country singer, Justin Moore. He released an album and says, I kind of don't care. You know what? I mean, life is so short. You know, you guys, you gotta live, you gotta laugh. Because life is a train ride going full steam. You know what? You got to enjoy it and live it up, because you never know when your stop's going to be, and it could be the next stop. So, but then it's like you stop and you're at the gates and you say, well, what have I done in my life? Well, let's see. I got angry a lot, and I ridiculed a lot of other people and made fun of them and took everything so serious and thought I could be a know-it-all and a walking Wikipedia. Great, awesome, good for you. I like to say, you know what, I lived, I laughed, I had fun, did this, did that, learned this, had a good time, met a lot of cool people, shared a lot of things with people, made a lot of people laugh, got in touch with people that even though I never met face-to-face, that kind of thing. Yeah, I'd rather prefer to do that. But that's just me. Call me crazy. Brian Fuller, keep on, brother. I will do so. Thank you, Brian. And Jeffrey Richardson says, again, you are very welcome. Thank you for all you do. And every one of you are very welcome for everything. I really appreciate it, you know, and thank you for coming around and watching this stuff. Scott F., all I can say is always do it your way. It is your channel. Good stuff. Yes, but I also want to make it your guys' channel too. I want to make sure that you guys, you know, have some input. I like to involve you guys. I really do. All right. And Crazy Scotsman, again, he's in there. He's crazy, you know. Also, if you're up to it, we can figure out a live stream together sometime. That would be cool. That would be cool if I was I'm really, I'm such an analog person. Believe me, all this what we're doing here is like borderline. How in the heck am I actually doing this? How did I even do that live stream myself? I don't know. So if there's a way that we could do it and figure it out where it's not too difficult for me, I would love to. But we'll have to figure it out. I don't know. That Crazy Scotsman, if you have made it this far, if you're watching. Yeah, I would like to do the live stream with everybody, but for me, I don't know. I mean, I do it off my phone. That's how I did it. I don't have a desktop with a webcam. I don't even know how to begin to start with any of that stuff. So that's just me, because I'm just such, again, I'm really analog. All right, Edward Petty, glad to see you continuing to make videos. And I got Eric Talkington. Just so you know, Google Fathom Events have been showing screenings, or he said Google Fathom. See, that's how analog I am. Google, that's right. That's a search thing we use. Yes, he was talking about how the theaters are showing like Rebel Without a Cause and stuff like that, which I did see down here at the local theater where near where I live here. They are showing Rebel Without a Cause. I would like to see Steve McQueen Bullet in there. That's definitely. I did get to see The Quiet Man with John Wayne in the theater. I did get to see that. So, all right. November is the original Die Hard. Hey, they're going to play Die Hard. Yeah. I remember seeing Die Hard 3 in the theaters with my parents. Mr. Holster, he was first. Mr. Holster. He was commented there. Hope all is well, Mr. Holster. Hope your health and everything. Godspeed with you. Yeah. Keep going. All right. And they said, I got one from John Ratko. I hope I'm saying that right, John. Sensing a new Saturday tradition brewing. New videos from the Arizona Ghost Rider and BATJAC J.W. with Dustin. I'm not going to pronounce that last name because I'm going to butcher it and I'm going to make fun of somebody, and I don't want to do that. All right, EB Saint. Those new grips on your Colt look great. Thank you. I really like them, and just what they tied in for me and the back of the movie. You know what other grips I really want to do, and I always wanted to do this, was get those ones from the movie Cobra with Sylvester Stallone and put those on like a nice little Colt Commander or something like that. I wanted to get one of those. I think that would be super cool to do. All right. Okay, Varen K says keep going, and we got Russ Elder. Good man. Keep on, brother. I will do so. Thank you, Russ. Appreciate it. And so the Tree Climber says, am I going deaf or is the sound turned low? I'm not sure. Maybe sometimes the sound goes in and out. I don't know. Hopefully we're doing good. Also, if you want to, check out the second channel. That's where the audio recording is. You can maybe sync them together and, maybe the audio is better on the little recorder here. I don't know. But I'm working on getting a new camera and all that. I just try to save the money and do so. I wish the revenue was a little bit better, but we could do stuff like that. But anyway, all right. There's all the comments and everything, and I know we're quite a ways into the radio show here, but yeah, the Glock 34. Been shooting it a little bit, so I've actually been shooting it with some of the ammo that I got there. Let me get this little rag right here because I'm gonna get good old Ballistol all over the place. But I was shooting those molly-coated rounds through this thing, and I am curious as to see how it's looking. And you know what, man, that's crazy. It looks so clean in there, like it really hasn't been all that messed up. And we'll go ahead and hit a little bit of Ballistol in there. And around the breech here and everything is a little dirty, so we'll go ahead and clean that up. But yeah, not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. I don't know if they anything on the ramp there. You're looking for any kind of build up around anything, and then we'll go ahead and run one of these awesome ramrod Q-tips, giant Q-tips down there. Look at that. Look how clean that is. Wow, one time through, and it just, a little bit of crud on there. Let's run a fresh one and see what happens here. All right, a little bit more oil there. I hope I didn't just spray my computer screen. And yeah, that's not too bad. A little bit of fouling there. Yeah, a little bit, not too bad here. Just give it a good. Now I buy these. Wow, that's okay. Maybe there is some buildup there that I'm just not seeing. You gotta really get it, scrub it. Yeah, a little bit of buildup there. We'll have to do a little bit more. I like these ramrod things, and I buy one size larger is what I was trying to say to you. I buy one size larger. These are actually for a 40, and the reason I do that is to get a little bit of a tighter fit through these things, so it really grips, pulls it through. That's a little bit better now. A little bit of gray coming through there. Never did notice that. I guess I don't know. It could be. Now I know those things are moly coated, whatever all that really truly means. I really don't know. That looks clean to me. They came out a lot lighter in color than it did at first. So go ahead and clean through all this. Now I'm using Accurate number 2 powder. And I'm not a fan of that powder. I'm just using it up because that's what I got. I don't like it because it's really fine. It's super fine, and it gets all up into your gun in areas. It almost kind of is like sand. And that's what I'm actually seeing here because I've been shooting it, and I'm seeing a lot of it in through here, and I'm not liking it at all. I was trying it out, seeing what it was all about, because at work that's what we're using for manufacturing stuff, so I wanted to just kind of learn a little bit about it. So I went ahead and bought some to test it out myself, and boy am I just like, yeah, I think I'll pass on that stuff for sure. You know, with these things, just kind of get all in. It's not too bad. A little bit here and there in the frame, but don't really need to go too crazy and clean it up too much, because again, I mean, as much as I've been firing this thing, I'm not going to go too crazy on trying to clean it too much, because I have been firing it a lot. So how's the bolt face looking here? Not too bad. Clean up the firing pin just a little bit. Alright, so, and where's my little applicator? I guess I don't have it. We'll go ahead and just use the spray. I'll just go ahead and coat the sides here and everything that is mostly contacting and all that helps there. So nice thing about these, they tend to stay pretty clean and everything. So now you can, I do have this, I have been using this Wilson Combat stuff right here, the Wilson Combat grease. So I can go ahead and actually, if I want to, put a little bit on the rails here, and that'll spread itself around. I'll put a little bit, just a tiny bit right here. That'll spread itself around. There we go. I don't want any too much excess all over it. That's the thing about these; they're really made to run fairly dry, but you do want to lube them in certain areas. But yeah, I've been liking it. It's the same size as a 1911. I know a lot of people are like, man, that's one heck of a piece. You know, it's got quite a long slide on it and everything. But I've been liking it a lot. I really have been. I'm really satisfied with it. It'll stay for now. I always say that, and then I wind up selling stuff. But now I need it for work. So, Okay. Primer here. Shot up primer. All right. So hence with the vlog or the little radio video here, they want to cut anybody short and everything, wondering what the heck is going on. I thought we were talking about collections and stuff. We're 20-something minutes into this thing. We haven't done it. So I wanted to show you a little bit of things that I like collecting, and when I go to gun shows or shop around, stuff that I like to get. This is not everything, but it's just some stuff that I want to tell you, the things that I got. Like, I'm a really big sucker for these old Italian type style switchblades. This is an inexpensive one, but I got it, and this has actually shown up in a skit or two that I've done with the Ghost Riders and Santee and stuff. So this has actually been used in one of the skits. This is the one, if you've been on my second channel, the Discount Dentist episode that we did, where I was a discounted dentist, and I busted this thing out, and Santee reacts to it. This is the one that we used in that. This is really cool, and it's been set up for our skits because the blade has been dulled and the tip is not as sharp. And also, I think this also appeared in one of his wanted poster episodes, where I came up and clicked it open and stabbed right through a wanted poster, and this was the knife that we used right here. So that's really cool. I got it, and I just like the way it looked. It's unique. It's got the kind of stag handles on there. So really neat. It's a flat grind blade, meaning it doesn't have any the beveling on it. So it really appears on camera kind of differently. Something I recently just picked up is actually this thing right here, which is a old school 1911 magazine. In fact, I think it needs a little bit of oil here. Preserve it, make sure it stays in good shape. Because I picked this up, I kind of just fell into it and wound up picking it up. It's you see it's a two-tone. That's how they used to do them, and it's got the lanyard loop on the bottom. So that's going to go right into the collection with the 1911 I got. That's on the older side. So it's cool to actually come across some of this stuff and just pick it up like that for sure. Definitely, that's really neat. And now I got oil back all over my hands. And sticking on the knife thing. This is something I bought, a little thing that I did a video on it and everything. This is a Benchmade. I'm not much into high-end knives. I'm not like a big-time educated guy on them or anything like that. But this is a Benchmade called an Auto Striker. It's a push-button knife. It's a Tano blade. It's pretty cool. These are expensive. They're very expensive, at least for me, thinking, because I paid like 20, 13, anywhere from 10 to 20 bucks for these things. And, this, you're talking a couple $100, something like that. But I bought this because of the movie Heist with Gene Hackman, Danny DeVito. There's a scene where Danny DeVito is heading to the boat, and he says, "Give me your ship." He hands it to him. He says, "Yes, pay you in gold." So he has one. His has got serrated blade. I'm not a fan of serrated blades, so I bought just the regular one here with the nothing. But yeah, I bought that strictly just because of the movie. It was pretty cool. It kind of remains in a box. That's it. I don't really like carrying it or anything because it's kind of expensive, and it's just a movie reference. I did not dull the blade on that one. No. This is a cool thing I picked up. This is a dummy grenade that I got from a gun show. And the cool thing about this one is this is an older vintage one. The little cool little bumpy things on it, it's a pineapple style, are real pronounced. They're there. A lot of the ones you see now don't really look like this. It doesn't have all the detail like this, and it says like RFX, and I'm sure it's just the castings to signify it's a fake grenade. It is fake. It's got a hole in the bottom, so and the thing unscrews. It's a giant paperweight. I think the top part is a deactivated fuse or something like that. But yeah, you can pick these up in like surplus stores online. Kind of gimmicks. You always see something like attached to it, like a number, and it says, "Hey, complaint department, pull the pin or pull the number, or something, take a number or something like that." But it's really cool. I had to pick that up. I think about like I forget what I got into it, but it's vintage, so it's got the more pronounced ridges and everything in it. So something I had to have. Here's another. Speaking of auto knives, this is an authentic. This is old. This is a Rizzuto Italian stiletto type knife. These are cheaply made, and that's why they're collectible. But this is a Rizzuto. It's a swing guard, so the guard here actually folds down with the blade, and how you close it up is you actually push the button here to close it up, and then you were to push the button again to fire it. And it has a nice snap to it. I love that. This is a classic switchblade here. And these are kind of expensive. They're collectible, they're expensive, so I don't do much to it. I polish it and make sure it's nice and it works and everything. And I don't play around with it too much because it is a collector's item. I just admire it for what it is, just as that. And it's really neat. Now, I did want to get it involved in a skit or two, just to have it on camera and on film. But it really is a cool knife. That's a nice classic. The classic would have been with the black handles. I had the choice of white or the black. I chose the white because it was different, unique, something. But hey, might wind up with some black ones. And I think this is the last thing on the list to show you guys. This is actually a vintage World War II. What they call like a flap holster for 1911. You got the leather ties down there. It even says 1942 Boit on the back. I bought this thing, seriously, I think I paid like $20 for it. I'm not kidding. I found this like in an old general store that was just hanging on the wall. Feller just had a price tag on it. I looked at it. I thought it was a reproduction at first, really did. When I paid for it and got it, I went, you know what? I looked at it, I said, man, this is the real deal. So, yes, into the collection it went, along with the vintage 1911s I got. Hopefully the CMP is filling the market with those, so we can all get a hold of some and not pay that outrageous price that some of these people want, like at gun shows. So, all right, and the last thing before I let you guys get out of here, I know it's been a heck of a long video this time around, but wanted to show this to you. The beautiful 629 has made another appearance. Yes, I've been having messages. People say, hey, are you ever going to break that thing out again and show it? Oh, this is such a beautiful revolver. 629 Smith & Wesson 44 Magnum. It is a newer one, so you can still get them. Frame-mounted firing pin there, but I don't care. That stuff doesn't bother me. Yeah, it has the key lock, big deal, whoop-de-doo. Doesn't bother me because this is simply just the cool factor of it. The Tales from the Crypt movie, the episode, Season 2, Cutting Cards, Lance Hendrickson and Kevin Thie. He says, I've got a 44 out in the glove compartment of my car. So that did it for me. I'm like, man, what the heck, a snub-nosed 44 Magnum? That's crazy. So this is just beautiful. I love this thing. This is one of my favorite revolvers. I tell you right there. So it's going to make an appearance. Actually, it's coming up, and I took a little screen clip from that episode of Cutting Cards. So I think that the video is titled 629 Again. I don't know. Those of you on Patreon, you've already seen it. So I'm going to get out of here, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out with me Saturday morning. Go out, be safe, have a good weekend. And we'll catch each other again on the next Saturday. And of course, in between the week, all the other videos I like post up here on the channel. So thanks for staying with me and being subscribed. Wow, guys. And that video wound up being just shy of 30 minutes, 29:50, 29 minutes and 50 seconds on the video portion of this. That's crazy. Wow, I didn't realize the barrel was so that dirty. I was running these Q-tips through it. I didn't think it was that dirty. I may need to get a barrel cleaner for that, like a brush. I may need to do that. I don't know. It appears clean when you look through it, but the Q-tips say differently when you run it through. I throw these in the garbage can. But yeah, that's interesting. So I've been loading the charges here. These, what is it? The 125 grain Molly coated bullets. I've been running these, and at 4.4, I don't know, up 4.5 to almost 5 grains of the Accurate number 2. Been having, it's definitely a hotter round. It cranks them out there pretty good. It definitely, creates I feel like I'm getting a little bit of back pressure. So I changed the formula. I dropped the powder charge down because it is a heavier bullet, so I did drop the powder charge down. And we'll see how that turns out. I think I'll have better results. I tell you much, that firing pin, man, it really whacks that primer really good. But I've not had any indications that we're overpressured or anything too much, like not anything dramatic to where I need to pull what I've made. And I only make a little bit at a time. I really do. I only do 50 or so, like a little box worth, and I'll take that in and I'll mess with it and see how it shoots and everything. So, and again, like I like painting the back of my bullets, the casings that is. I'll put them in a tray and hit them with some blue spray paint or something like that, just the backs of them, just so that when I'm in there collecting my brass, my own brass, I know I can spot it right away. I can say, oh, that's mine, and just pick it right up. That's what I usually do. So, but yeah, like I said, I dropped the powder charge down a little bit, so I'm happier with the with this new powder charge. I'll make a few more of those and take it in and shoot it some. But yeah, definitely happier with that. That seems to work out better for me. Huh, we got a little bit of a, oh, looks like it got burned. Looking at the little top, the tablecloth here, I got a little bit of a burn mark on it. Kind of messed it up a little bit. So anyway, but yeah, I wanted to bring a lot of this stuff out to show and tell. Like I had the little hand grenade, the dummy hand grenade, and everything. I think this stuff is pretty cool. That's why I buy it, right? Put that back on the shelf here. But and all these cool switchblades, and I got the cool magazine that I got, the vintage. I think it's a vintage World War I magazine. I'm gonna say. I think it's safe to say that. Let's see. Where do I put this stuff? Jeez, that's the problem when you buy all this stuff. You just places to put it. That's why I don't buy any more firearms necessarily, because I'm running out of place. I don't like having too many already, so I started selling a lot of them. I really have. I know, that's crazy. Have I really just said that I've been selling my gun collection? Yes. A little bit here and a little bit there, getting rid of them. I'm keeping all the really cool ones. Oh, good old Santee. Give me a text message. But no, I mean, I've kept all my really cool ones that I really like, but I've learned to let a few go here and there, just because thin the herd and make a little bit more money off of them. And, of course, like if I needed to buy the 34 and I need it for work purposes. So, sold a couple of them, or sold one, and got it, so that, I didn't have to spend so much out of the old hard wallet that doesn't seem to like me spending things on. So, anyway, thanks for tuning in, you guys. I really appreciate it. Thanks for listening and everything. I really appreciate it, guys. I really do. So, I'll get this one posted up, and then on Saturday morning, we'll have the video version of it all. So, thanks for listening to the extended cut.